Welcome to Mentoring Channel. In this new session, we are going to talk about and create the service and implementation for all entities. So just don't forget to subscribe to Mentoring Channel and also hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching this video. And the first step we need to do is, for example, let me put this more bigger. Okay, okay, I think it's enough. Okay, we have our service directory. Here we need to create an interface, and this interface we are following the best practice, so we can use this standard user interface. Oh, sorry, user service. Yeah, user service. Yeah, this is a interface for the different user functionality we need. And of course, we need to have method in this interface. And let me write this method. So the first method we need to implement is the register user or register a user. So we are going to pass the user response DTO and core register a user. Yeah, user DTO, and they have uh, user DTO, a pass at user DTO. We are the different parameters to create a user. Perfect. And of course, we are gonna throw a session in case it is not working. Another method we need to create is we need to call string here and generate and say activation token. And here we use the entity user. Okay, perfect. And then we need to the string generate activation code. And this method is to generate and activate our code in the process of transactions. And of course, we need to authenticate. So with the login. So for that reason, we have a login response DTO, and the method is called login authenticator. And we pass a login DTO with the necessary parameters. If you control click, you see to login in the API or interface, we pass the email and password. Perfect. And then we need activation account. So this is a string activation account, but here we need to throw some custom. For example, we are implementing the last video the session handler, and for that reason we need to implement here some custom message session, and of course token expiration session. Perfect. They import the class, and here we have our different. For example, this is message session. So here is from Jakarta Mayor, and we are implementing to handle all the message session we have in our application. Okay, with that all complete, we can proceed with the implementation. So we have a trouble here, but let me rename this one moment. I think we can refile to here, no problem. And then we can create our user self implementation here. Java class user service in npm implementation. Okay, perfect. But we need to have here a directory called um npm, yeah, and we can move inside this. the user server implementation. Perfect. That's perfect. And we need to extend, we need to implement, sorry, we need to implement our interface here. So we need to implement our user interface and override all the method we have. And we just implement the methods we are creating, or this method was overridden here, and down we have all our method overriding. This is for a scalable application and have a more readable code and follow the best standards. Also, we need to add a bin here called service, and this is a standard also. And so we need to also in this process or register a user. First of all, we need to inject some methods that are important for our process so you register a user. First of all, we are create a private final user repository and import the user repository. Also, we need our account repository. Let's import, and of course, we need the password encoder. This is for Spring Security. And the token repository, final token repository, perfect. And also the JWT service we are going to using, and of course the email server implementation. In this case, hmm, for the moment we don't have the email server implementation. We can comment at the moment and work on that more later. Okay, but we need put here the private final authentication manager. Yeah, and of course we have different way to inject these these different user repositories, services, authentication manager. A good way is just click generate a constructor here, and here this is all done. Up in another scenario, you can use Lombot and require or arguments constructor. You see, this way is good. You can implement it that way or this way. So I like this way because sometimes the unit testing, uh, by the way of Lombo internally generate the code in the compiler process of reflection, is sometimes the unit test is not working or the correct way. For that reason, sometimes I use this, but for this case, we are going to keep more simple and use regard arguments constructor and don't use at the moment here. No problem. So let's continue here. The next step is or create our method register user, and let's create our method. Okay, so the logic behind this is simple. So first of all, we need to verify uh, with the user repository is a email, is a seed or is registered in our database. For that reason, we are going to use a if here, and we are called user repository, and we have a method here find by email, and we are passing here the user DTO to get the email. Use each present to verify it is present, and then in case this user already the user have an email register, we have a custom user already a session, and with this session we throw a message. So let me import this in here. This is the first part, and then we can, for example, continue with the other step is use declare call the user entity here, declare a user object here, and get the user, and here pass the user DTO. Okay, and then we can, for example, yeah, this get user. So this one a method we are going to create here to pass all the parameters for a user, and don't have all these parameters here. We have a lot of boilerplate code. We can use another alternative like map structure or mother mapper implementation, but for this case, for this first step, we are going to keep a beginning friendly, and then we can add different functionality. Just comment in the comment section and write if you wanna see here the implementation with map structure or model mapper. It's no problem. Okay, here we need to call our user entity and have a variable here and pass unit and pass all the parameters we need for the user want to be created here. So here I'm going to pay the parameters. So this is the different parameters: name, email, last name, DNA, passport number, passport, and all this stuff. Okay, perfect. Then here we have our perfect, and then we need to, for example, we need to save our user here, and we can do this with the user repository and save the user. This is as a user completer, but also, of course, then we need to send the verification email, and we have send a verification email. But at the moment, we don't have this method, but we are going to create, and this email, yeah, send verification email, and we can implement here this. So it's easy, it's not too complicated. So first of all, we need to throw a message here, a message session, and then we need to generate the token, generate a new token that was sent to the user, and we have a variable here and generate and say activation token. This is the method we have below here, and we are going to implement in a few minutes. And of course, we call this method here to, and then we have the user that set the token, and with the new token we generate, and of course we need to save. So then we send the email, and at the moment, yeah, we are going to use email service. It's not created at the moment, but this is pending, so we can comment this line at the moment and then create the email service more later. Okay, no problem. So, and we continue here. Let me check here. We continue and pending. Let me put here pending to don't remember. To do. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's continue here, and then we need to create our accounts. Yeah, create accounts and save the account also. So we call the account entity here, and pass a new account here. But for this scenario, we need to get the account mirror. This is account mirror that have all the parameter to create account. We are going to create here, and this get account mirror have, for example, oh, let me put here, have we have the account, set the user, the account type is checking or is saving account, the days creator. We use this local date time, and it's very common friendly. This is from the API of Java 8. It's local date time. This class is very important, guys. So take a look at this class and checking, because it is a lot of using in production environment in all step of development process. Okay, and of course we set the balance. In this case, we set a balance hard coded zero dot zero. Okay, and return the account. Perfect. Then we need to set the different cell phones we have in our application. So we need to set, we have a list. We set, this is a list of fonts. We set fonts, that this is a list of fonts, and I use set because it's immutable at the moment. And we have another method called get fonts, and we pass all the data or all the information we need to create or get fonts. So it's perfect for us and down. So here we create a private study method, and we pass a set of fonts, and this get font have the user DTO and user. And here we have the same font and a map using the collector and the string API is common. This way is a practical example of how to use the string API to pass a list of objects, in this case a list of fonts. And in different Java interview, they asking about how to use this string API. And it's important to know how to implement and what is the different way to implement in a real example. This is a good way to practice. Okay, guys, and then we have our next step is set the fonts. So we use here user set fonts and pass font here. Okay, but here I forget to put the save account. Perfect. And then we need to save the, for example, here we can have a problem, but we need to save in Floop. This is like a commit at the database. The user with the token, with the token, and associates the different entities. So we use save and flush. Save and flush is like to save in the database and also commit this change in the database to avoid or override the, the data when you are safe, because sometimes it's not safe correctly. For that reason, I use save and flush. And then we return the user respond DTO. Okay, perfect. So our registered user is completed at the moment. And then we need to implement others methods, like, let me check here. We need to implement here more later this, but we need to implement the generate and say activation token. Okay, one moment. generate and say activation token. So here in generating and say activation token, we have the string generate, and we have the activation code. We are laying assist, and of course we need to pass the bar token, and we can use here um, the token entity and pass a builder to call all the parameters we need. Token generate, but here that's that's not the all parameter I need at the moment. I need just, for example, create add, yeah, local date time now, and the speed uh, for 45 seconds minutes. Sorry, yeah. And of course, this is spirit, yeah. And of course, I need here the user. Perfect. And save the token and return the new token. Okay, perfect. This is completed. The generate activation token is completed. So also we have the activate code. So here we are going to pass. Here we need to pass a string character, but not too complicated at the moment. Just one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Yeah, easy character, and use string builder. For example, the string builder, reserve, reserve, and we use secure random, secure random. We need to implement this. My God, perfect, perfect here. Secure random, yeah. And here we can use a for each, yeah. So we have a force here to length and use a multiply here, random index and random next in character, and don't be uh, duplicate or be the same every time it's create a new activation code. It's a random implementation here, and of course we need to pass the return, yeah, to a string, yeah, perfect. Resort to string, perfect. But we have the last two, the login authenticate and the activation code. But here, the login authenticate is more complicated. So let's try to understand this. First of all, we need to create a if to determine if this email is already exists. Also, we need to create another validation is the password is required and is required, and then we can use a try catch to continue with the next logic. So first of all, let's create a if and validate is the login DTO. We need to get the email, and here validate is login have empty or no, and the image is required. Okay, let's check here. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, email is required. Okay, perfect. And then we need another if to, for example, if the password is equal to null or is empty. We have a runtime section here, password is required. We also have a better way to implement this, but for the moment, let's keep simple. And if you suggest some in the comment side, we can check and implement a better logic here to avoid the if. It's so noisy. Okay, then we can implement or try cache here. And let's no, I don't want this here. Sorry, just to okay. So first of all, we have the bar, and we have this variable here, like is equal to the authentication manager, and we call the authentication manager here to authenticate or new username password authentication token. So username password, we have this class username password authentication token, and this method is implementing in Spring Security to get the principal username and validate have the correct uh, credentials. So of course we need to here. Let me check here. We need to pass the bar. We call bar user and get the principal, and then we need to have the different claims or and create a new hash map. This is a object we are going to create here. What happened here? Yeah, hash map. Let me import. And this hash map, let me see, with the definition before. Yeah, hash map is a random object or whatever kind of object you can say here, and we are using to the claims. So then we put the claim with the email, but in this case, it's not just the email. We need to put here the name, the the name, yeah, or the user and the ID, of course. This claim is all the claims that going to be the token, or we're going to try to get from the token when we decode. And of course, um, we have here the bar JWT token, and we have the service that generate a claim with all these specification here is generate the claim. Perfect. And then we return the login response detail with the token with WT token generator. Then we can close. Then we can cache, but here we can use the authentication session. Yeah. Oh my god, authentication session. Yeah. And for example, we can implement here a if. Yeah, if the user repository find by ID don't have a password is correct at the moment, try a new runtime session. In other words, is the um user not found. Yeah, no user found with the provided email address. Perfect. Okay, and then our next logic we need to apply here is to activate the account. And here, oh my god. In here, we first of all uh, yeah, this is apply here, but we need to call a optional here to the optional token, and here we call the identity token and a variable here optional, but in this case we are going to use optional that of nullable to avoid the nullable things, and token repository to find the token. Then we're going to if in, for example, if the sorry, if the token optional is present, invalid token. Yeah. So invalid token here. And in this case, we have say the token if it's all good. If the token is present, we can say the token. Oh my god, this is no. Yeah. Say token optional, and we need to if local. Oh my god, local local data. Yeah. Here we are implementing a if local data is now or is after say token gets spider, we through token has spider. But here we need to send send a verification email with the say token that the user have, and token has spider. But here we can put more. Let me check here. We can put this phrase more interesting, like activation token has a spider. Perfect. And then we have another thing to do is to user say the token, and if the user is equal to null, we throw a session here. Um, User not found session in case the user is not available. User not found, and then we can activate the user and save the user, and of course save the token. Set this the We need to set the validate local data now, and of course the token repository save and return the token. Return the token. Perfect. In that way we are complete our user server implementation. It's a lot to do, but you can write in the comment section if you understand something. I gonna explain you in another video. It's no problem. Mentally, is your best mentor channel, and you can trust with your quality education. So let's continue. So for the moment, let's keep all these user service, and in the next video, we'll continue with the other service. So thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe to Mentor channel and hit the like button.